Doing before like your own business? I know you did a little bit of personal training, and I was doing my Googles. I did my Googles, and you did rugby. So talk to us how you got into rugby.
I've honestly been playing sports since I was like 7 years old. The elementary school that I went to, they were really, really big on sports back then. I don't know if they still are. So by like grade 3 or 4, you had to join the track team. And every year is kind of like a final grade. You had to do a full like track meet. And then when I got to middle school, I got into football. But I've always wanted, I guess, something a little bit more aggressive. And my mom was like, yeah, you're not playing like tackle football. Like, you're not playing that. And I was like, okay, what about rugby? She's like, and she didn't know what rugby is. My mom's Jamaican. So she was like, rugby? Like, I don't care. Do your thing. So I was like, okay, sick. So when I got into high school, grade 9, I remember all these like track people were like, hey, you're Venetia, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, you should definitely do track. And I was like, I'm not going to go waste 11 seconds of my life to go run and then sit there for 2 hours watching everyone else.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Colonel By.
Colonel By, okay.
Yeah. And then, so that's when I tried out for, I was going to try out for the flag football team. And then I noticed they had a rugby team. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to do that. And then grade 9 was my first year playing. Loved it. I was super scared though. Like I think I skipped the first 3 games and I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. I would make up all these excuses because I'm like, I don't want to get tackled. Like who wants to be tackled for fun? And then after I played my first game, I was like, this is the sickest thing I've ever done. And then when grade 10 came around, and mind you, I was like one of the best like kids in like the city. Like I'm not even trying to front on myself. Like I was actually one of the best kids in the city. I used to have coaches from other like schools come up to me and be like, yo, you should play for the city. And I was like, no, this is just for fun. Like I don't do that kind of stuff. And they're like, no, we really think it'd be really good. So I was like, okay, cool. Played for Ottawa Irish, which is a team in the East End. And then my coach for Ottawa Irish was like, yo, you should try out for Team Canada. And I was like, me, Team Canada, are you crazy? And then I was like, okay, whatever. She gave me this, I guess, like trial that they were having in Montreal. And it was for their, what they call their development team. So they're pretty much training us for the Olympics when the Olympics were to come. So this would have been like 2012, 2011. So I went to that tryout and they were like, yeah, we're only accepting 7 women in the country. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, I'm not gonna freaking make that. Like, you have all these girls that have been playing for like years, and this is like my 2nd or 3rd year playing rugby. So I remember I did it. My dad was there too. My dad used to do track as well. So he's like telling me, you know, when you run, like make sure like to hold your breath like this. Don't drink too much water, just sip and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I think like 2 weeks later, I got an email being like, congratulations, you made the Team Canada, I guess, like development team. And I just remember, and I was like 16 or 17, I was like, yo, this is freaking sick. I was like, what?
So you were big time then.
That wasn't big time. I think I was with them for 2 years. I was with the Team Canada team for 2 years. And so, yeah, 7 of us were chosen. I only trained with 3 or 4 other women in Montreal. Everyone else was like in other locations in Montreal, or they were in BC because their main headquarters is in BC. So we did that. And then to play for Team Canada, you have to play for a province. So I played for Team Quebec as well. Just because I trained on the Montreal side, so they're like, it's easier for us. No, not at all. But our headquarters for training was in Montreal. Okay. So our coach was like, it's easier for you to play for the Team Quebec team because I can still monitor like your progression. But if I played for Team Ontario, he wasn't a part of that, so he couldn't see, I guess, you know, like my skills and how I'm developing. So I did all that, went to BC a few times to train there, got to meet like all the top players, like everyone that you see in the Olympics for rugby, like we got to train with them. So for me, that was like an honor to be like, whoa, like I'm next to like some of these women that are like top dogs, you know? And then, I don't know, something just kind of changed in me where I didn't enjoy rugby anymore. I kind of felt like it was more of a job than it was fun. And I think that's what I loved about rugby, is that it was a lot of fun. And then when I started playing for Team Canada and Team Quebec, I was kind of scared to like show my skills because I'm like, could I do this? Would they allow me to do certain things? And I think that's when I just stopped trying. And then I think it was like 2015, they finally were like, okay, yeah, you know, it's not working between us. And I was like, I figured, like I saw it coming. And then that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to get into fitness right after that.